Hello viewers, this is the part 2 of National Income and Related Aggregates. In this video, you will be understanding the components of DP and the components of NP, and along with that, if the related aggregate is not given in complete sense, so you will be getting to know that how to develop it in the complete sense or the complete related aggregate. So let us see first what all components of DP we have. When we talk about the domestic product, here the domestic product already we have seen the component of or you can say the difference between domestic product and national product leads to NFIA. So that is already seen in the previous concept in the previous video that is already been taught. But in this concept, in this video, we'll be understanding if only term DP is given or what all things will be added for calculating the national income or the components of DP that we'll be understanding. So this is the part this components of DP can be used for direct calculation. Direct method it is also called as for calculating the national income. And along with that, these all components will also be used for the another method, the income method as well. So let us start this. What all components of DP we have? The first component of DP, that is what compensation of employees. When we see the compensation of employees, or we can say it as in short, COE is the popular term for compensation of employees. When we used to say the compensation of employees, what all things are added to it? So the first part of compensation of employees is what all compensation the employees they are getting. That is what that remuneration what they are getting. So the remuneration they are getting, the employees they are getting it in terms of wages or salaries. That can be in terms of cash or it can be in terms of kind as well. So the compensation of employees are the wages and salaries. It can be in cash, it can be in kind. But along with that, along with the salary, sometimes the employers they are making the extra contribution like in provident fund, or we can say the PPF contribution or the other contribution or value of rent free house or the other contribution is also made by the employer, which is not included in the salary. So that is also, it will also generate the national income. Whenever we'll calculate the national income, that will also be included, that is the employer's contribution to special security scheme. In short, we have I have mentioned it as SSS, that stands for special security contribution or special security scheme. So these all contributions are also made by the employers for the employees benefit. So any such extra contribution which is made by the employer for the employees, that is only what the part of the COE. So whenever we'll be calculating COE, what all things will be adding to it? So first we'll add wages and salaries, that to in cash in kind. Along with that, we'll also add the employer's contribution to special security scheme. These all are the parts of the COE. Then we got the another part, another component of DP. That is what the another component we have. It is what the OS, the popular term of OS. That is the full form of OS we have. That is operating surplus. When we say the operating surplus in the economy, along with the salaries and wages, what will extra contribution, what extra income is earned by the people, that we are adding here. That is what they are getting the rent. The people like the landlord, they are getting the rent as the income. Royalty is also earned by many of them. Interest is also earned. Along with that, profit is also earned by many of the people. So these all are also the part of the national income. Whenever we'll be calculating the national income, so for seeing the component of DP, we'll be adding the rent, royalty, interest, profit under the head operating surplus. So these all parts are there for operating surplus. The formula for profit, that is what the profit tax and distributed profit and dividend, these three, when we'll add together, we'll be getting what the sum will be profit. That will be the total profit that is there, that is generated inside the economy. But along with that, we have the another terms, we have the synonyms as well. The profit tax is also called as corporate tax, because the profit tax is paid, so corporate firms they used to pay, so that's the reason profit tax is also called as corporate tax. Or here, as it is paid by the producers, so it is also called as direct taxes paid by the producer. So the two terms for or you can say the three main synonyms for profit tax, it can also be called as corporate tax, or it can also be called as direct taxes paid by the producer. So this is the one part of the profit. Now, the another part of the profit which we got, that is called as undistributed profit. Undistributed profit, the another term for undistributed profit is, it is what? The saving of the corporate sector, because the part of the profit which is not distributed, which they have retained it, or it is also called as retained earnings, that's the reason. So the another term for the undistributed profit, the profit which is not distributed by the corporate firm, or I should say by the company, or I should say by the economy. So in the same manner, undistributed profit also we have. So undistributed profit is also the part of the profit, only out of profit it will be there. That's the reason undistributed profit will be using. The another term for undistributed profit will be savings of the corporate sector, or it can also be called as retained earnings. Now, the another term for profit we got, that is called as dividend. Now here, when I say the term dividend, it is also the part of profit. Out of profit only, the investors used to get the interest, and that interest is only called as dividend here. In the calculation, whenever we'll be using the term profit, so it includes profit tax, it includes undistributed profit, it includes dividend. And always remember, whenever you all are calculating these all things, or in the question suppose the term only profit is given, so we have to give the preference only to the term profit, because it is the broader concept. It already includes these all three concepts, that is what? Profit, tax, undistributed profit, as well as the dividend. So always remember, whenever in the question the term profit is given, give importance to the profit, not to the parts of the profit. But yes, if in the question the only term profit is not given, then only we'll be adding these three parts of the profit and we'll be getting the total profit out of it. That was the part of the profit. Now the third part of the, or you can say the another component of DP, we have mixed income, which is also called as income of the self-employed. Even many of them, they are earning, they're not employed. The people, those who are not employed and they're earning, they are only the part of the income of the self-employed. Means they have employed themselves. That is only what the income of self-employed means. They are getting the income, but they're not working anywhere. Like the CA, those who are doing the private practice, the doctors and all, so they are also earning. So their income will be adding to the mixed income heading. So these all are the three parts of the domestic product that will be using for calculating the national income. So COE, OS and MI. When we'll see COE, what all things will be adding to it? Wages and salaries in cash in kind. Along with that, employer's contribution to special security scheme, like for the employees benefit, the extra contribution given by the employer. Then along with that, OS, rent, royalty, interest, profit will be added for the operating surplus. But when I say mixed income, the income of the self-employed will be the another term which will be getting in the numerical question. So these two popular terms we have. We don't have the parts of mixed income, or we don't have the parts of the income of the self-employed. These three will be adding and will be getting what? Domestic product. This was the first family member of that second, or I should say of that related aggregate. The first family member we have domestic product. Another family member we have NP. When we say the NP is the broader concept which includes NFIE to it as well. So that's the reason in the same formula, in the same component of DP, COE, OS, MI, we have added NFIA to it. So at the end, we can say what all components of NP we have. The components of NP, COE, OS, MI, along with that, these three items will be adding NFIA to it, because NP is the broader concept, and yes, it includes NFIA. That's the reason along with the COE, OS, MI, we'll be adding NFIA, net factor income from abroad as well. So this all four items will lead to NP. So these all were the components of the related aggregate. Now here we'll be seeing the next concept. Whenever the related aggregates will not be given in the complete sense, like it is not given in complete form, only one family member is given, the central one, like NP is given in the question, like DP is given in the question, like national income or NI is given in the question. So which related aggregate it is? So here I'll be letting you know that here in this slide we'll be understanding that how we'll be getting to know that is what which related aggregate it is. So for understanding, we'll just divide this all things. So for that, we need to understand for every related aggregate we have got three family members. The first one will be either G or N. The another family member will be either DP or NP. and the third family member will get, that is what, it will be either MP or it will be either FC. So every time we need to understand if in the question the center one is given, so how to develop the prefix and how to develop the suffix out of it. So for understanding the same, I am using these all 4 points and just understand the same. How we'll be using these all things to develop the prefix and suffix. Here, suppose domestic income will be given. Whenever you are giving, you have been provided with the domestic income, and it is asked to calculate domestic income. So what is the prefix and what is the suffix to it? And we haven't seen DI as any of the related aggregate. We have seen either DP or we have seen NP in this middle. Okay, so whenever you have to construct this full form, whenever you have to construct this related aggregate, so for this you just understand one rule. Okay, whenever income concept is given, so prefix and suffix will always be in the narrow term. Again, I am repeating, these 4 points will be understanding. Okay, always remember these all 4 points, and then you will be able to construct the related aggregate in full form. So here you can see the prefix and suffix. Here we have to get for the income, because the example which I have used, it is for domestic income only. So whenever you have to get this, whenever the income is given and prefix and suffix you have to calculate, or you have to take out. So in that manner, whenever the income is given, always the prefix and suffix will be in the narrow term, and when the production concept is given, in that case the prefix and suffix will be in the broader concept. Let me give you the example for the same. Here you can see domestic income is given. So first of all, convert this income to the DP, because we haven't seen DI as any of the part of the related aggregate. We have seen DP or the NP. So yes, the DI you can convert it to DP. But I have informed you, whenever the income concept is given, the prefix and suffix will be in the narrow form. As you can see here, I have converted this DI to DP first. I have written the same here, and then I got these two blanks, prefix and then suffix, what I need to write here. So whenever the income concept will be given, so you need to write down the narrow concept for the prefix and for the suffix as well, because here for the first part of the related aggregate, it is G or N. Which one is the broader? N is G is the broader and N is the narrow. So you have to write, whenever the income is given, you have to write the prefix as the narrow and the suffix as well as the narrow. MP or FC, which one is narrow? FC is the narrow. So in that case, in this manner, you will be writing the you will be converting this short related aggregate, I should say, in this shortcut to the full form. Here, whenever the production concept is given in the question itself, product is given, calculate domestic product, it is asked. So whenever domestic product as the production concept is given, in that case, prefix and suffix both will be in the broader concept, that you can see. Because in the question itself, it was given product. But in the previous example, you can see you have used as product, but it was income. In the question, it is given as income. That is why the prefix and suffix I got in the narrow form. But this time it is already in product. In the question itself, it is asked in product. So we'll write DP and then prefix and suffix we have developed it in broader form. This is also broader and this is also broader. How and why? Just because of production concept. Because in the question itself, it was given as product. But in the previous slide, you can see in the question it was given as income. So for income, the prefix and suffix will always be in the narrow form, but that DI cannot be used. So that is why we have converted it to DP. So in the mid we got DP and prefix and suffix we got as narrow. Here you can see, okay, this is already informed, that is what convert DI and NI to domestic product or the national product every time, because GI is not the part of the related aggregate. You got DP as the part of the related aggregate and NP as the part of the related aggregate. So whenever I concept or DI or NI is given, so convert it to DP and NP first. Okay, this was the rule. Check the last point, which says if national concept is given, suppose NP or national income, so prefix will always be in their net form. So now you understand this with the another example. Okay, here whenever children I am saying a national concept is given in the question itself, national concept. Okay, so you all know national product, we have written first national product as NP. Okay, and the prefix, just because of national products, and prefix and suffix will be in the broader concept. You all know. Just because production concept it was given, so prefix and suffix I have got in the broader form. But whenever the national concept will be given, it will always be in their net form. So the prefix you can change. The prefix will not be G, it will be N. So the full related aggregate we got N and P at MP. Here you can understand just why I have changed the the first one, just because of the national concept. In the question it was given the national product. Okay, but if I say the national income you all calculate, so first what you will do, this national income you will change to NP first. Okay, and then what you will develop, the prefix and suffix you will develop, and then when you will as it is the income, so it will be in the narrow term only, so it will be NNP at FC. Okay, NNP at FC. Why? Because of income. So already just because of national, it should be in the net form. So already it is what justified for this. But when I say for the national product, what do you mean by national product? Product is NP. Okay, but whenever I ask you one rule, that is what whenever the production concept is given, convert it to the prefix and suffix will be in the broader concept. But just because of national, I have used it as national product at market price. Again, I am repeating, just because of national concept, this G I have changed to N, just because of national concept. You need not to get confused. First, you just understand this NP, just because of NP production concept, prefix and suffix will be in the broader term. But here, if the prefix is national, so you need to check it as the national only, then the national will be what in the net form. So that only prefix I have changed to net form. That is what NNP at MP I have written. So now the question is there. Now you have to develop these all five related aggregate, the full form of these all related aggregate. Here you can see national income is given. So just because of income, the rule says for income concept, prefix and suffix should always be in the narrow form. You can see prefix and suffix both are in the narrow form. That's it. And for national concept, the prefix should always be net. So it's already net, so need not to change anything. Calculate gross national income. If the prefix is already given, need not to change anything. It is given in this manner, GNI, so means GNP. So now national income, you need to change to NP first. National income, that is income concept, prefix and suffix should be narrow. It was given as gross national income calculate. So the suffix will be what? Whenever the gross national income is given, so gross the prefix you got national income, change it to NP, and because of income concept you'll use the suffix as the narrow concept only, and NP at MP. Because of product concept, the suffix will be broad. Child, here in the question prefix is given. In the question this mid one, that is what NP is given, and I have informed you that prefix if it is already given need not to change. Okay, what will be the suffix? Just because of product concept, always the prefix and suffix should be broader. Prefix is given need not to change. So production concept is given, so it should be the broader. So the suffix will be MP only. If income is given, prefix and suffix will use it as the narrow. And product is given, prefix and suffix will always be the broader. That only you need to check. But if already in the question prefix is given, so need not to change. If already in the question suffix is given like this, so need not to change. Okay, check the fourth one now. Here in the question what is given, national income is given. Okay, and national income at market price is given. So national income at market price, so we need to change first NI to NP. That we have changed first, NI to NP. That too at MP is given, that also you need to copy the same. Now prefix is left. And just because of national concept, we need to check whether the prefix is the net or not. So yes, it is already net, so need not to change anything. I'll tell you. Look here, all of you. National product is given in the question. Okay, so if the if the national product is given, that too at FC it is given. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to develop only the prefix. Now what will be the prefix here? So as you all can see the prefix here, just because of production concept, the prefix should be broader. But you all forget the last rule which I have informed you, which says whenever the national concept is given, the prefix should be net only. So that's what NNP at FC is the full form of this related aggregate. Thank you.